What's going on, guys? It's Caden from Merciless Media here. Today's a little bit of a different video. We're actually going to be fixing one of the problems on our Z's because it seems like they're always in and out of the shop. One of the most common problems they have, I just replaced mine. We're on to the second one right here, is the rear CV axle nuts. They have a clicking sound, a singular click when you roll forward or backwards. A lot of people mistake this for the wheel bearing or the CV axle, their lug nuts or various other things. A little fastener they've got on here. This is what it's going to look like on your CV axle right here. You're gonna have it threaded through, and this is where you get your clicking sound. Probably one of the most common problems with these cars, happens to almost all of them. You're gonna see here that these little clips, they're all bent, and that's where it's gonna be clicking. You can tell the cotter pin went in right through here, and it's just gonna make the clicking sound, singular click when you go forward or backwards. And so that's what we're gonna replace. We're gonna be replacing the hardware, and what we're gonna be replacing it with is just a new nut, some washers, and a cotter pin. That's really it. The bolt that we're using, the nut bolt, is Kawasaki. We bought it originally from them. It's like $10 because they could withstand more pressure from the car, and they aren't going to come loose, because if you buy the OEM ones again, they're just going to come loose again. And what you're going to notice is this nut right here is going to be shorter than the OEM one, and on the threads, it's not going to be tall enough for the cotter pin to go through, so we're going to order 2 OEM rear CV axle washers. So that way when you put those on, it's going to be the same height as the OEM nut. So we're going to be taking the wheel off first. We have it jacked up. It's not going to matter where you jack it up or if it's in neutral or... Alright, taking the wheel off right here. Set that aside, and right in here, if we take a look, you're gonna see it's actually loose right now. We should have no movement in that, because when you're driving forward or backwards, this whole thing's gonna spin, giving you that clicking sound. So what we're gonna use to remove that, just some pliers, hammer, a little screwdriver, really whatever you could find to pull the cotter pin out. Just gonna bend it back straight. You use a couple different tools to do so. And you'll see it's already completely loose. This is the source of our clicking sound right there. So all we're going to do is pull it out. Might be stuck on there just because some of the clips are kind of ruined, but I'm gonna give it a little tug, pull that out of there, right there. It's bent right there. That's where the cotter pin is gonna be sliding in and out of it, the source of our click. And to get the OEM nut off, it's gonna be a 32 socket. It's quite a big one. Because we have this little barrier right here, you aren't gonna be able to fit a wrench on it, so you're gonna need a socket. Luckily, we've got one right here. You're just gonna use a 1/2 inch impact to get this off. Comes right out. The little trick right here is, a lot of people have time getting this little washer out just because it's all the way in there. You want to take a magnet. Just put the magnet right up to it. It's going to come right out. Saves you hours. And there, we got the CV axle just right here. Sometimes they're already loose. Sometimes you got to give them a little tap to break them loose. So yeah, there we go. While we're right here, and since this one's not wanting to play with us a little bit, and everything's already disassembled, we have some caliper grease right there. We're just going to re-grease our CV axles, both on the insides right along these threads, then on the other side behind the wheel. And sometimes, if the little spindle's not wanting to go in, you can take a hammer. I recommend threading a nut on it, so that way you don't ruin the threads on here. So I'm going to get it on like that, taps. Now you see it's going to move in and out. And because it's not wanting to move with us, that's why I'm going to take some grease. I'm just going to grease along the inside as far as I can. You can use a paintbrush or a little screwdriver, really whatever you can to get it in there. Can't ever use too much, the more the merrier. We're going to do that on this side and then also on the back side. All right, so after that's greased, you're going to see that we ordered, if you're doing both axles, you're going to want a total of 4 OEM Nissan rear CV axle spindle washers. This one we pulled off the car. Here's ones we ordered. They're just a couple of bucks. We recommend using the OEM ones because if you get a close up right here, we're going to use an extra 2 on each side combined with the OEM one we already pulled off. So we purchased these 2. These just came off of there. So we're going to have a total of 3 with us on our nut to make it just the same, if not higher length, so we could thread the cotter pin through. Because if we thread it in on its own right here, it's going to go way too deep and the cotter pin is not going to work on it. I'll show you guys right here. Let me get the gun on it. So it's very important to get those washers in, because you see, when we put that in, it's going to come right out. So you need at least 3 on each side. The OEM, you could use OEM one, so you really only need to order 2 for each side. All right, we got all 3 washers in. We're just gonna bolt this down. Not too sure what the torque spec is. I just use a couple Ugga-Duggas. I wanna say it's around 80 to 100, somewhere similar with the wheels. You just wanna line up the hole of the cotter pin with the bolt. So I'm gonna turn a little bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. And we'll try it right there. Let's see if this goes through it. We're going to use a new cotter pin. You can use the old one, but we just like how the new ones fit better, a little bit more snug, because we don't want to end up doing this again. So we got that in. Same process as before. Just going to bend it. Both sides. Got the new cotter pin in. It's nice and tight. Our clicking should be gone now. Just gotta bolt the wheel on, lower the car, and you should be good to go.
The cameraman's back.
All right. Alignment's good.
Alignment looks good. So we are done. Front tires.
Rear CV nut.
Rear CV nut.
And double check the alignment.
Double check the alignment, and it all checks out. So she's good to go. Now we're gonna start working on the coilovers and making the rear lower, because this needs to be lowered.
We just took the wheel off. Luckily, I can adjust it right through there without needing to move anything else. We just have to measure it. That's probably gonna be our hardest part, making sure it's all level, and then we should be good.
All right, guys. So he's using the pry bar to put it in there to measure about the same distance.
That was the wood?
It's the wood slide.
That made a clunk sound? Dang. It looks like it's on bags. That's way too low. Holy cow, now the front's gonna be even lower. And that's on wood. Oh God, what have I done? Because that's how much ground clearance is with wood. When we pull that off, it's gonna have 0.
All right, first drive with the coils.
It's gonna scrape. Yep.
Not bad.
We need to do a clunk test. Clunk test.
Here we go.
I have just the clunk test spot. I literally scraped right there.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
that was the gravel, dude.
Wow.
God.
There's the bump. See, I literally bottom out. I can't drive like this. I just want to hear clunks.
There is no clunks, dog.
Like, I need to drive through a bad road and see if it like
Pretty bad.
This road's also pretty bad.
She's still riding, it's really good. Let's see if we scrape or anything. Holy crap! Well, that's not bad. That wasn't bad.
Except I'm supposed to be driving over these at 20, and I'm going 20 right now.
That's fine. On the bump. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Huh?
That wasn't too bad. I think I just need to go a little bit higher in the front.
A little bit. I think like, I don't know, this much. I think this much would be
Half
probably
inch?
good. Yeah, about half an inch. Move your head out of the way.
But, I mean, to be honest, it kind of looks like it's on bags right now, though. Just with how it is. It not aired out, but...
Air it up, yeah.
But, like...
Is that the right height you would want to be at?
Aired up on bags?
Probably not, right?
Probably a little higher.